Death Valley Days.
Senator Thomas Hart Benton was early dedicated to America's westward expansion. However, there were no roads west of the Mississippi, so before any migration started, someone had to prove that it was possible and practicable to even travel through that wild and unknown country. For that job, Senator Benton chose Lieutenant John C. Fremont. His party was soon on its way into the wilderness, escorted by a group of mountain men under a tough little trapper named Kit Carson. Carson and his men were not much on Bible reading, but they were the best Indian fighters in the world, and when the need arose, they turned out to be pretty good Samaritans, mountain style.
Somebody give me a hand here. Thank goodness. It was only a horned toad.
Only that thing was biting me. I've been poisoned. I may die.
No danger, Mr. Gilpin. It wasn't poisonous and it couldn't bite you.
Lie, I could feel the fangs. Don't tell me I don't know when I've been bitten.
All right, let's have a look.
Well, don't just stand there, you nitwit. Go get the medicine kit.
Dalton, get breakfast started. Fisher, look to the horses.
Now, see here, Fremont.
No, you see here. Now, a horned toad has no teeth, no fangs, and no poison, and you don't need any medicine.
But I could feel the... No teeth at all?
None. They're quite harmless.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, I do see. Another little joke of those unwashed animals you call mountain men. Carson and Godet probably thought it was very amusing. Men, they ought to be chained and kept in caves.
Now, calm down, Mr. Gilpin. You're not hurt. I must admit, they are a little crude.
Crude? Oh, I wouldn't say that, my dear fellow. What I would say is that they're the filthiest, most immoral bunch of heathen savages that ever existed. I don't know where you found such treasures, but you'd better teach them some decent manners. I'm warning you, Fremont. I've stood all I'm going to from those filthy brutes.
Where are they? Where's Carson and Godet?
Just tied it up, Papa.
Where's Carson and Godet?
Oh, them two. Well, as I saw 'em strolling off not more than minutes ago.
Stolen where? Where'd they go?
Well, I don't rightly know for swearing, but Kit was dragging a fishing line, and onlyest place around I know for fish is down the creek, and I reckon it ain't stretching it too far to say maybe he's gone fishing. Always in a hurry, that fella.
Oh, that gillypin, he hopped pretty good, eh, kid? Oh, like one big fat toad.
Nothing wrong with his lungs, neither. He was screeching worse than a gut-shot painter. Pretty good listening, eh?
Oh, listen, kid. One day I break off that elbow of yours and make you eat it.
Ain't that a beauty?
Ah, she don't look like no bug to me.
Well, you ain't no trout.
Hey, kid, listen, how come you always take the whiskers from me to make the buck, huh?
Well, it's quality. Yeah. Them trout's mighty particular. Them big ones, they won't wiggle a fin for nothing but French whiskers.
Oh?
Shh. He's heading right over. That big fella.
Hold it. Oh, big fish!
Oh, dang you, Fremont. You just cost me the biggest trout I ever saw. And my best hook, too.
And don't forget all the good French whiskers, too.
Whiskers and Trout, I wish I could lose you two devils.
Oh, man, no. We don't do nothing, do we, kid?
Hey, we're as innocent as a couple newborn cubs here.
Shut up, the both of you. Look, Kit, I don't blame you and Godet for not liking Gilpin. He's an arrogant snob. But that's because he doesn't understand men like you.
Sure, we savvy.
Then for Pete's sake, act like it and stop bedeviling the poor man. You're not being paid to play games. This is an important mission, not only to me, but to Senator Benton and the entire nation.
Well, I figure as how things are going along pretty good so far, Lieutenant.
They have. But finding passable routes to California and Oregon is only the first step. We then have to get the information to the public, arouse their enthusiasm for Western migration. And in order to do that, we have to have favorable newspaper stories, editorials, and publicity.
Gilpin.
Exactly. And because he's with us, he can write with authority, and people will believe him. The right kind of stories will mean everything, Kit.
Wrong kind of mess things up some, huh?
That's right. You could probably set the development of the West back 20 years. Not to mention getting me kicked back to garrison duty and lousing up the senator's career.
Hey, kid, maybe we should be real friendly with Gilipin, huh? Oh, like two fine little puppy dogs, huh?
You stay away from him, do you understand? Kit, you're in charge of the mountain men, and that's an order. Now stay away from him and stop those childish pranks, or I swear I'll fire the lot of you.
Oh, no, listen here. What's he talking
Now,
about?
shut up, Godet.
You pay the wages, Lieutenant. Allows how you get the right to hand out the orders. Now, we're going to do our best not to trample on Gilpin's toes no more.
Oh, certainly.
That's all I ask. Thanks, kid. Oh, and I'm sorry about the fish. Whiskers?
What's the matter with you, old horse? You've been acting sulky as a flathead squaw all day.
Oh, you go away from me, you little weasel. Go away far and don't speak to me.
I do something?
You tell Fremont that we are going to be nice to Gilipin. Why you say such a thing?
He pays us good, don't he?
Yeah, but he don't fire us, kid.
I got nothing to do with it.
But I don't still like Gilipin.
Well, I don't think he loses any love over us either.
Well, pretty soon, I step on him and squash, like the tumblebug.
You do, and Fremont will have your scalp.
Ah.
And if he don't, I will.
Oh!
Well, there's your pass, Lieutenant.
Take a look, Mr. Gilpin. In 2 years, wagons and people will be moving through that pass. Someday, even a railroad.
It's a nice dream, anyway.
Oh!
Oh, no, don't take so much.
Yeah, that ought to be enough.
Well, that's all you get, kid. Oh, bon Dieu, by the time we reach California, you'll have me naked like a baby.
They'll grow back.
Mr. Godet, as a boon to my sensitive nostrils, would you mind shifting a little downwind before I'm completely asphyxiated?
Ah, what's that you're saying, Gilipin? What's this?
I'm merely saying that you exude an aroma far from fragrant. In a word, my unbathed friend, you stink.
Ah, so let's you and me go down to the creek, huh? And take the nice bath, huh? Come on. I teach you how to swim underwater.
Put me down, you ugly egg.
What's the matter, mon ami?
You don't want to swim in the creek. I said turn me loose.
Why, you little pipsqueak! So now I take you into little pieces, eh, Gillypin? You little pipsqueak. Let go of me, kid. I am going to cut this out.
Cool off there.
I am going to cut this out.
All right, cool you.
Have some coffee, Gil.
You clumsy idiot!
Give me a hand here.
Los indios mataron a todos.
Shh, amigo. No habla más. The boy seems more worn out than anything.
This was pretty well scratched up from an Indian lance.
Get him into my tent. Put the man in my cot. Let's pick him up. Kit, listen, you speak Spanish. As soon as they can talk, find out what happened, will you?
Right. Old man's name is Andres Fuentes. Raises horses. Boy's name is Pablo Hernandez. Indians raided their camp, killed a bunch of Fuentes' cousins and a couple other people. Fuentes and the boys night herding the horses. Indians stampeded the horses and ran off with most of them.
How many Indians, kid?
He figured 100, but you know how that goes. I guess maybe 10, 15.
And the horses?
Fuentes said they left them down at Wolf Spring.
Poor devils. Those horses were probably everything he owned in this world.
You're dead right about that, Fremont.
Well, don't just sit there. Let's get started.
Get started where?
You heard him. Indians have murdered and robbed innocent men. Let's go after them. We can't just sit here.
I ain't lost me no Indians.
You know, me, I think if we go after those Indians, maybe they get mad and kill us too, eh?
That's exactly what I'd expect of you and Carson. But you, Fremont, you're an officer in the United States Army. Surely you see what has to be done.
Perhaps better than you do, Mr. Gilpin. Please sit down.
No, we're going to huddle around the fire like a bunch of cowards.
I'm in command here, Mr. Gilpin. Sit down and be quiet. What do you think, kid? Any chance those horses may still be at Wolf Springs?
Well, there's a chance of finding snowballs in hell.
There's no point looking for them at night. Take a party and see what we can find in the morning.
Plenty of sign. Here are your horse.
He just picked them up last night. Drove them south.
Well, there's nothing more we can do here. Let's rest and water these horses and return to camp.
Dismount!
Lieutenant Fremont, don't you realize that man lost his family, his ranch, everything he owns, in the very name of decency?
I don't need a lecture on decency, Mr. Gilpin. I'd like nothing better than to punish those Indians and get Ferrante's horses back for him.
The next word is but.
Exactly. But I wasn't sent out here to chase Indians, no matter what they've done. My first duty is...
Duty makes a very convenient excuse, doesn't it?
Are you accusing me of cowardice?
No, of course not.
Then just understand this. I'm not risking this important mission in the lives of my men just because I feel sorry for a Mexican horse rancher. Oh, where'd he go? Where's that Carson? Dalton, where's Kit?
Well, I wished he was a sizzling in a devil's fry pan. I had that handle fixed up real good with a piece of wire, and that little varmint swipes it to make his sell some fish hooks.
Well, never mind that. Where'd he go? And where's Godet?
They went off a little bit ago.
Off? Where? They knew we were going back to camp.
Well, Kit said something about us going ahead and that they'd join us back in camp. Dang him, anyway. I'd give a prime beaver pelt for that piece of wire.
Is that all he said?
He mentioned something about getting that Mexican's horses. More than likely, they'd get their backsides stuck full of Injun arrows.
Stop wearing out your boots. How can I concentrate?
I'm sorry. Oh, how are they?
Oh, the boy's fine. Man's got him a touch of the fever. He keeps muttering about them horses. I'll get you some coffee, Lieutenant.
No, thanks.
A cup of coffee's mighty good for the nerves.
Nothing wrong with my nerves. Blasted lunatics. Even if they do catch those Indians, what can they do about it?
Well, now, that Kit could be a mite stubborn. He sets out to get them horses back, he's mighty likely to do her. Yes, sirree, and get himself a bunch of Indians in a bargain.
Well, if they do manage to steal back those horses, at least we'll have seen the last of that pair.
What does that mean?
Don't be a fool, Fremont. Those horses are worth a fortune to men like Carson and Godet. You really don't think those charming savages are risking their lives to help a Mexican, do you?
That's exactly what I think, Mr. Gilpin.
Delightful faith in human nature, but wasted, I'm afraid. I doubt if those two ever heard of the word compassion.
You'd better pray that you're wrong, Mr. Gilpin.
Oh? Shall I get on my knees?
You suit yourself. We still have a lot of wild country ahead of us. If Carson doesn't get back, your scalp will probably be drying on a lodgepole this winter.
You know, old horse, I got me an idea.
I don't like it.
Well, you pighead, you ain't even heard it yet. I figure we ought to keep on going.
Oh, listen. We can hardly see the sun in daylight. Are we going to smell the trailer like dogs are?
Why follow the trail? Long, dry country ahead. The way I figure it, there's only one place they can graze and water that many horses.
Mais oui. At Diamond Springs. They have to camp there tonight. There is no other place.
Well, I figure we move fast enough, we ought to be able to locate their camp by dawn.
Why you sit there like a lump on a log? Come on. We get those Indians at Diamond Springs.
Well, if you're sure they're there.
Of course they're there.
Means a long night ride. But if you say so, just remember, this is your idea.
Come on, then.
Me, I'll take care of that pony girl. Oh, no. That's my job. You go get our horses and bring them around the back of that herd. As soon as I take care of that engine guard, you come hustling. We'll drive those horses right through them engines. Move, dang it, before they start waking up.
Say, Kit. What's the matter with Gilipin, huh? All day long he keeps looking at us and shaking his head.
Bellyache. I feel that way myself sometimes when I look at you.
Oh, listen. He's looking at you more than he's looking at me. Use.
Un momento, Pablito. Un momento. Gracias, Lieutenant. Gracias.
Good luck, senor.
Amigos. Que la Virgen los bendiga. Han hecho una cosa muy magnífica. Estoy muy agradecido. Mi casa y todo lo que yo tengo es de ustedes. Mil gracias.
Nada. Vayan con Dios.
What was that he said, kid?
Thanks.
Yeah, the next time you two decide to volunteer for something, I'd appreciate your letting me know.
All right. I want to know. Why did you do it? The real reason.
Now what have we done?
You know what I mean. Getting back those horses for Fuentes.
Oh, that was Godet's idea.
Ah, you lie.
Now, look, Mr. Gilpin. There ain't no law out here, so folks got to help each other sometimes. Now, the kinfolk was murdered. They were robbed of everything they owned. Somebody had to give the poor devils a hand. A man couldn't just turn his back and pretend not to see their need.
Not if they're good Samaritans.
What you call us?
Never mind. I guess I owe you thanks for curing me of some prejudices and shining up the world for me. When I see a Frenchman and a man from Boone's Lick, Missouri, risking their lives to help two Mexicans they don't even know, the world seems like a nicer place to live in. Now I guess I'd better make some changes in those stories I've been writing.
Lieutenant Fremont's expedition was so successful that he went down in our history books as the Pathfinder. But the Carson story spread all over the world, so that the name of Kit Carson has become a legend and the symbol of the very best in manhood. Next week, another true story of the people who won the West. See you then.